welcome to a new video, and today we take a look at a very special railway as we are on the Döllnitzbahn today. This is a very small regional railway line usually operated for kids that are going to school and for tourists with just a handful of trains every day, but we are here on a festival weekend and that's why we can see a lot of the trains today. Here we can see the first train arriving. Our first train today is a rail car of the class 137 with the number 515. It used to be a train from Austria, ÖBB class 5090, built in the year 1995 and was used in Austria until it was transferred to the Döllnitzbahn in the year 2018, and since then it's mostly used for the transport of kids that are going to school, which is one of the main purposes of this railway line. It is a narrow gauge railway with a gauge of 750 millimeters, and we started in Mügeln and now we're going to Oschatz. Oschatz is the biggest city where you have a connection to the main rail network, and that is why our train was pretty empty today, because most visitors of this festival arrived by train, so they started their day here at the Döllnitzbahn in Oschatz. But there was only one ride of this rail car from Mügeln to Oschatz in the morning, and then the whole day it was just transferring passengers from the main station in Oschatz to the southern station of Oschatz, commuting between those two stations. But I was very interested in this specific railcar, so I wanted to join it for the full ride between Mügeln and Oschatz, and that is why we took the car to Mügeln and started our day at the festival here in Mügeln. Now we're taking the railcar to the main station of Oschatz and back to the station Oschatz South, and there we are changing for a steam train, which we will see also very soon in the same video. But first we can listen to the sound of this very interesting railcar. As I said, this railcar was constructed in the year 1995 by the Jenbacher Werke, and this is now one of the very few trains of this kind in Germany. Most other trains of this kind are still in Austria, a lot of them also still in use. The railway line that we are on today is quite scenic with a lot of fields, forests and meadows, so that's quite interesting landscape. Here we are reaching the station Oschatz South, where we can listen to the train one more time. We are now continuing from Oschatz South to the main station of Oschatz and then taking the same train back to Oschatz South, where we will change for the steam train so that we can see all of the network of the Döllnitzbahn today. Döllnitzbahn means Döllnitz Railway. Döllnitz is the river that we are following with this railway line. Here in Oschatz we have several stations, but today only the station south and the main station that we can see here are important. All others are mostly used for the student trains and the regular trains, but for tourists only these two stations are important. Here at Oschatz main station we can take another look at our train today. trains of the Döllnitzbahn are stopping at a separate platform in front of the station building. And here we can see the exterior of the train. As you can see, it's in a very good shape with a new livery adapted to the Döllnitzbahn, and also the interior is quite nice. Even though it's just a very small trains, we have windows that can be opened and we have sun blinds, so that's a quite nice train, and also the seats are more comfortable than they look like. We are now going back to Oschatz South. As I said, there are a few stops in between on our way to Oschatz South. There are also stops at Oschatz Lichtstraße, Oschatz Körnerstraße. In the year 2006 there was also the station Oschatz Markt and Oschatz Tierpark. But those two, the last two, were only used in the year 2006. So nowadays we have 4 stops in the city of Oschatz. Here we are crossing the river Döllnitz, which is giving the name to the railway line. We are now following this river also for quite a while. Here you can see the shadow of our train and the river Döllnitz again. And as you can see, we're going quite closely past the city center of Oschatz. And here we are now reaching the station Oschatz South, or Southern Station. And as you can see, there's quite a few people waiting for a train. They're not waiting for our train, but for the steam train, which we will change to now. As you can see, now we are leaving our train, and now we can take a look at the steam train arriving at Oschatz South. The locomotive of the class 99, the number 1758, does not belong to the Döllnitzbahn. It was rented just for this festival, and here we can see our railcar leaving. With the delay we also left Oschatz South as there were some problems, as this was the first ride of the day. We are in an open carriage. This open car also doesn't belong to the Döllnitzbahn. It was also rented from the Zittauer narrow gauge railway, just as our steam locomotive today, but this car offers quite fantastic views of the steam and of course also of the beautiful landscape. And here we can hear the typical sound of the steam train. So this is now the first video for quite a while where we are taking a steam train, but if you're into steam trains I will have good news, because we will also take a look at the Zittauer narrow gauge railway very soon, and then a bit later we will have another video with the steam train as well. My original plan was to take all 4 different trains that are used for this festival. Unfortunately, due to the delay, we can only take 3 out of 4. We will miss the second steam train that is used today, that is the original steam train of the Döllnitzbahn, but we will anyway still see this train 2 times, but we cannot travel with it today as we had a family gathering soon after the festival, so we had only a limited time frame to visit the festival, and due to the delay I had to change the plans slightly. We are now slowly approaching the city of Mügeln, where this railway line ends nowadays. It used to continue on to the city of Döbeln, but the part between Mügeln and Döbeln is not in use anymore. So nowadays this railway line ends here in Mügeln, but there are 2 more railway lines from Mügeln, and we will see both of them in this video as well. Here we are reaching the station of Mügeln. which was also the heart of this festival with several events here at the station. But for us it was just a short waiting time until we can change for the next train, and here we can see a bit of the train traffic here at the station of Mügeln. Here we can see the interior of one of the cars that are used here at the Döllnitzbahn. This is now a covered car, a regular car. This time we didn't choose the open car, but also we have the open platform at the end of this car, so we can also enjoy the view. And now we're anyway traveling with a diesel engine, with a diesel locomotive, so there's not that much need of an open car this time. And now we are staying on this train till the end of the video to see the other two railway lines that we are still missing. So we're now continuing on from Mügeln on the narrow gauge railway line Mügeln-Neichen till the station of Nebitschen. In Nebitschen we will change the railway line again. Here we can see the castle of Mügeln, and soon after we can listen to our train leaving the station of Altmügeln. And now we are approaching the station of Nebitschen, where we have a very special stop, because there we are waiting for quite a while until the next train arrives there as well, which is the steam train. And then we have a parallel departure here in Nebitschen together with the steam train. And of course we're gonna see and hear this very special event right now. As you can see, I had to blur a lot of faces, as this very unique and special event attracted a lot of photographers. So, of course, due to the data protection laws of Germany and Europe, I cannot show faces, so I had to blur a lot of faces, but I hope you still enjoyed this very special shot, this special event. We are now on a different railway line. We are now on the narrow gauge railway line Nebitschen-Kroptewitz, which is quite a unique railway line because it's the only narrow gauge railway line of Saxony that was exclusively built for freight traffic. Freight traffic was stopped in 2001, and soon after the whole railway line was abandoned. But in the years 2017 and 2018, the part until Chemnitz was reopened, and nowadays there are a handful of trains going to Chemnitz, mostly again for kids that are going to school, but also some touristy trains like ours today going to the current end of the line in Chemnitz. Here we just saw the maneuvering of the train in Chemnitz going back to the other end of the train, and now we are going back to Niebitzen, this time with a diesel locomotive right in front of our car, which was quite interesting because we could enjoy the sound of the train a bit more. In Niebitzen we have the next maneuver, and the locomotive is changing the side of the train again. Because now we are back on the railway line from Mügeln to Neichen, and also here just a very short part of it is still in use just until the next station of Glossen, and that's where we are going now. This is the last bit of the Döllnitzbahn that we haven't seen yet, and also quite an interesting part because in Glossen there is another narrow gauge railway line, in even a smaller gauge, an industrial line. Here you can see the small bridge where the freight was transferred onto from this light railway to the Döllnitzbahn. Also part of this light railway is in operation today for touristy reasons, but unfortunately we did not have enough time to take a look at this railway as well. So instead we are taking the same train, the diesel locomotive, back to Mügeln, where our adventurous day at the Döllnitzbahn will end. So this was a very interesting day on a very interesting railway line. If you are planning to visit the Döllnitzbahn, please make sure to go to the website and take a close look at the schedule, because there are just a handful of trains on a daily basis, so it is quite difficult to see all parts of this railway line on just one day, unless there is a festival like this, which happens every year. There are also several events with a special schedule, so make sure to check on which day you will visit the Döllnitzbahn to make sure that you can see all of it, because especially these parts to Chemnitz and Glossen sometimes only see one train per day, which makes it nearly impossible to visit all of these lines on a regular day. Here we just saw the steam train of the Döllnitzbahn one more time as an oncoming train, and now we're reaching Mügeln again, where, as I said, we will leave the train. And also, as I said, in one of the next videos we will take a look at another steam train, this time the Zittauer narrow gauge railway line. But here we are now reaching Mügeln, and that's it for this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video.